1, Stephanie Bonik. 5, Ilka Pila. 7, Susanna Halme. And for Malmo, we have number 5, Have Fenir. 7, Hazel Gezen. And number 8, Rebecca Krebs.
And it's a sunny morning here in Odivelas.
Yes.
The teams have been enjoying the countryside. We saw them outside taking breakfast and getting together. And after a rainy night, we have a sunny morning.
Yes. I thought it wasn't meant to rain in Portugal. I thought it was always blue skies and sunshine.
No, we tried to just rain at night
Oh,
to maintain the blue sky.
It's, or is that me?
It's
being
agreement.
English and
it's
bringing
agreement.
the weather with me.
No, it's autumn, so.
So just a quick technical time out there, and we're about to get back underway. Have Fenir playing on the right side, on the far side for Malmo, throwing from right to left. The black and white shirt, throwing down the centre. Save from Kupila. Now here is Susanna Halme. She's playing on the right. It's an effort down the centre. It's blocked by Krebs and saved on the line. Now Rebecca Krebs, we've seen a lot of really powerful throws from her. She likes to dig the ball into the ground, but this time she skims the ball along the surface. Quick reply by Kupila down the centre is blocked by the feet of Hazel Gezen, the number 7.
Rebecca has already 16 goals on this tournament. She's clearly on the top 10 of the best scorers.
She is, and she's also accompanied by Have Fenir, who has 17 goals. So 2 really key players in this Malmo team. Rebecca Krebs in particular, she can, when she gets into a rhythm and she has the momentum, she can suddenly score 2 or 3 very quickly. And that could be what could separate the 2 teams. And just a reminder, in these extra time games, we could go to overtime, which 3 minutes each side, and there is the golden goal rule, which could be crucial. And if the teams still can't be separated, we go to extra throws and sudden death extra throws as well.
So everything to win and everything to lose.
Absolutely. All this hard work comes down to today. Rebecca Krebs with the save on the near side.
And as you were saying, such good players like Rebecca and you saw Audrey, and Ava. Rebecca and Ava can unbalance a game like this, and in a situation like we are against, and somebody needs to win, and a golden goal can make a difference. It's really good to have players like this on your squad.
Absolutely, yeah. And Stephanie Bonik is the top scorer for Old Power with 20 goals. She is a really key player, of course, in the Finnish side, although she is from the Netherlands, interestingly enough. Stephanie Bonik, the 24-year-old, the youngest in the squad. And at the moment, Malmo in possession on that far right side. Skimming effort down that far side of the court is blocked by Bonik. Bonik will return down the centre of the court this time, comfortably saved. So still yet to have the opening goal, and it could just set the tone, whoever can strike first. Malmo have been involved in a couple of draws in their group games.
But now that's not an option.
They're involved in a draw with RGC Hansa, which was an absolute thriller, 8-8 in the end. He couldn't be separated. It was a fantastic game where Anja Christiansen actually came on in the final few seconds to produce the final throw. She gave away a penalty and then saved the penalty.
And on the, I don't know what side of our commentary that is, but I think I'm going to call it inside information. Old Power has been changing from coach, or at least the team bench has been fulfilled with several different people.
Yeah, so we've got Corny Schneider, who's in the coaching role this morning, but we've had Axel Sundholm as well, and the men's player Erkki Minala,
Yeah.
who has also been helping out coaching the team. He'll be over in Hall B today.
It probably will be on Hall B because they are playing for the 5th and 8th place against RGC Ansa.
Correct, yeah, that's over in Hall 2, and it's the first time in this tournament that we've had split venues, and we'll try our best to keep you up to date with all the results from Hall number 2. But at the moment, our attention is on Old Power and Malmo in this first semi-final. At the moment, there's nothing to separate the two teams. It's 0-0. Who's going to strike first? And as we are approaching the end of the first quarter, here is Kupila, who goes down to that far side, saved down to the right by FIFH. FIFH returns the favour. Comfortable block in the end by Kupila. High ball called against Stephanie Bonik. So this is now the opportunity for Malmo to strike first in this semi-final. It could be really important to get this opening goal in the semi-final and to set the tone and get the early advantage in the semi-final. Now we're going to leave the responsibility down to Rebecca Krebs, the number 8, being in the centre. She goes to this near corner and it's wide. A let-off for Old Power. And we await this opening goal.
Who would have thought? 6.5 minutes to go in the first half and no goals.
Susanna Halmik down the centre of the court has her effort blocked. Rebecca Krebs now, she's just missed that penalty. Can she respond? It's a bouncing, awkward effort that's blocked down the centre. So this semi-final is between Old Power and Malmo. Old Power finished second in the group on 8 points ahead of Malmo, who finished third. And the only difference between the two teams was Old Power finished on a goal difference of 14 compared to Malmo's 13. So really fine margins, and that is why we're maybe seeing this really close game between these two.
And I think it's not the only one that we're going to see today, because everybody has been so connected with each other that the teams will face their worst fears on games that are going to happen today on both of the venues. Because the other game where Old Power is involved with RGC Ansa in the other venue for the males, it's going to also be a great game. We are really sad to not can assist it, because it's two great teams that will face each other. I think it was a timeout.
Yeah, timeout has been called here. So 5 minutes, 12 seconds to go in this first half, and it's still 0-0. Nothing to separate these two teams as it currently stands. And at the moment, this first half has flown by already. 6 minutes and 38 seconds gone in this first half.
Almost without stops until now.
Yeah, it's been a quick game so far without any goals. Two referees, Alexander Connect and Thomas Bears, are officiating this one. Two referees.
Remembering everyone that we are testing VAR and the green card rule and the new clocks over the nets to facilitate the 10-second rule.
Here is FIFH going down that far side touchline, just rolling the ball across the white tape. Of course, the lines on the court that separate the different sections of the court, they all have either a wire or a lace that runs through it, so the players can orientate themselves on the court. We also have a fresh set of goalposts today, of course, because the goalposts that have been used here in Hall 1 have been taken over to our other venue. I wonder if they've had a lick of paint on the other one after they've taken a battering of the posts at times, haven't they?
Some violent throws that we saw here. And we changed place in this venue, but not because of being afraid of the GoalBall hitting us. It's not that the reason. Well, we're gonna have surprises along the day for a broadcast that we are doing for the Portuguese television KuriakosTV. We are going to transmit the bronze and the final game, and we needed more space and more quietness for being able to have some guests over to our commenters booth. So today we're going to have some guests.
Very exciting.
We need to clean up, and everything should be tidy to receive well, because Portuguese are a people that loves to receive well their guests.
Okay.
Have you been well received, Bradley?
I have been looked after so well by everyone. It's been an absolute joy to be here. Everyone has been lovely and looked after as well. And at the moment, in this first semi-final, we cannot separate these two teams. It's still 0-0. Are we going to get the first 12 minutes of GoalBall without a goal, quite incredibly, in this first semi-final? Here he is on this near side. It's Kupila who goes down this near side, slightly bounces more centrally, but Krebs is there who dives to the right. Could she be the key to opening up the scoring? Goes down the centre, good save with the feet of Susanna Halme, who's in the central position for Old Power. Old Power in the black shirts with stripes, luminous yellow stripes over the shoulders.
And Malmo with white over black, or black over white, actually.
Which way you'd like to put it. It's,
and our referees
yes,
are white and red. Today is the day of the last equipment on the referees team.
So the referees have had different coloured shirts throughout this tournament. So they started with white on Wednesday, and now they're back to the white shirts for the final day. Could this be the opening goal? No, it's saved by Malmo. Hazel Gezen playing in the central position, going through a lot of work. Out of play.
Two walls that are facing against each other. It's been more defensive than offensive. They are betting on not suffering goals.
Yeah, it's it could be a bit of nerves and just that fear of losing, and you don't want to try and overcommit early on. So with Old Power now with Kupila, who goes down this near side. Rebecca Krebs gets her feet to the ball and has her effort blocked. She now opts to come to that far side of the court and looks to launch one down the centre, and it's good work by Halme and Kupila, who sandwich the ball together. And here is Bonik, and Bonik goes down the central position. In fact, it was Bonik who was blocked the ball on that left side, on the far side of the Old Power goal. The return here from Fenner, comfortable in the end down the centre for Susanna Halme, 25-year-old from Finland, looks to come down this near side. Krebs does well just to gather the ball with her feet. So timeout called here.
And I will get this time to say good day to our viewers that are using the chat to saying good morning to us. We have Samir from Marseille, Ringo, which is in Lisbon, saying bon dia, which is good morning. And Dan Roper from March, who is telling us good morning, Rebecca to school first.
Well, she is a good bet, Rebecca Krebs, with the goal she scored in this tournament. 16 goals already to her name. Well, I was with the referees last night, eating a bit of dinner and
Getting inside information.
getting a bit of inside information and just getting their thoughts on who they think could potentially make it all the way. Lots of support for Sporting,
Okay.
of course, as the host, that think they could make it all the way to the final. But I was also teaching them a few English phrases and dialects as well, and
Okay.
I think the ropers will understand this one if I say "A up" to everyone back in England. That's a warm hello to everyone. So 1 minute remaining in this first half, and still we have not had a goal. 0-0. Just over a minute remaining. Now a goal just before half time.
Could make a difference.
Could make a huge difference. Could change the momentum of this game.
Because as we have been saying all of these days, is that they need to be focused on the game. They can't be thinking on what happened or what can happen. They need to be focused on the ball, on the sound of the ball, and in the next row and in the next defense.
Gezen down the centre, comfortably blocked.
And it's really quiet. I saw one of the Sporting female players walking by us a few minutes ago, and I don't see anybody else. That being said, it's Sunday morning. Oh, spoke too soon. We are seeing now one of the trainers for Sporting.
Well, half time. And remarkably, it's 0-0.
Already?
It is flown by, hasn't it? Well, it's
Yeah,
0-0
it was
here.
really fast. We are 9:18 in the morning. The game has started 9:05, 9:06. So the game was really played. Not too much time wasted.
No, not much time is taken out of the game, and usually at this point we would ask our director for replays of goals, but
Can I ask? I can, but they won't. They won't show us.
well, what it does show is that these two teams are really evenly matched, and it could almost just only be one goal that will separate
It's possible.
this game. And 0-0 at half time, and it's an interesting team talk for both of these coaches, because it's been a game where it's both teams have. It almost has that fear of they don't want to lose and they don't want to overcommit and don't want to expose themselves defensively. And both teams have been really solid, but they haven't been really challenged so far. I would say.
I don't think that anybody lost their nerve. It's been a game of nerves, but nobody has won that bet. On the gossip side, I have to say that the referees were checking the nets again. I'm not sure that they are
Fully satisfied?
or maybe rechecking, because there are new nets on this venue, with the problem of having two venues on this final day of the competition.
So this is our first semi-final, of course, of the Women's Champions League. And our next semi-final, that will see the hosts, Sporting CP, taking on RGC Hansa. And of course, you'll be able to watch it right here on YouTube, KuriakosTV.
Be with us, and we'll be with you.
Well, 1 minute and 14 seconds remaining of half-time. And it remains 0-0, and there's some smiles from the Malmo team. The Malmo team are the closest to us from our commentary position, which is a good sign. I think the players just feel relaxed. They're not getting tense or nervous ahead of this second half of the semi-final.
They need to enjoy the game, and everything will be fine. Bradley, it's less than 40 seconds to start of the second half and to play GoalBall.
Let's do it.
They are checking again the iPads and the eye shades, and everything is mopped, and 15 seconds to go. It looks like the off time endure more time than the actual game,
Yeah.
because it's passing really slowly.
So just a reminder, of course, that the two teams won't be swapping
No.
ends. This is down to COVID protocols, just to keep everyone safe. Usually at half-time, the two teams would swap.
Second half game between FIFH Malmo on the left, Old Power on the right. Score half time 0-0. FIFH Malmo will start the second half with the ball. Wide please, center.
So Malmo will get us started in this second half. And it will be FIFH who'll throw first. She's in the centre of her goal. Goes towards this near corner, and maybe that's just the first sign. A bit of extra pace on that throw.
Yeah, more
First up.
power, more speed.
Maybe Malmo will want to try and just up the ante of the game, the speed of the game. Be interesting to see how Old Power respond. Here's Kupila. She goes down this near side, and it's saved by the number 7 Hazel Gezen. So of course Malmo have the 6 players in their squad. Anja Christiansen, Hannah Svensson and Lisa Lee all on the bench for Malmo. So options to bring off the bench compared to Old Power, who only have the 3 players.
We have Zenem Adjanovic, who says, "Let's go Malmo, the pride of our club."
Ball down the centre of the court is blocked by Hazel Gezen. And she will respond. Oh, it's an awkward bouncing one down the centre. And that one is blocked as well. Both defences are holding up strong here. Here is Ilda Kupila. Just rolls one down this near side of the court. Krebs does well. And she opts to actually switch, although she's actually runs back towards the near side, and she releases the ball down the centre. It's blocked, and it's comfortable, and it's out of play.
In the information side, we have been telling you that Old Power doesn't have anyone to make a substitution, but we didn't see any substitution yet from the FIFH Malmo team. So they are in equal positions until now, with a good night rest, I hope.
Hazel Gezen now with the throw. Goes to the far side of the court, comfortable in the end for Stephanie Bonik. Bonik wants to go cross court. Krebs is there to meet though. So all the coaches at the moment for both Old Power and Malmo at the end of their team bench. They're just watching on and examining what's happening. I think they know that this first goal, if we are to get a goal, will be crucial.
Yeah.
Oh, it's deflected, but from a Malmo point of view, thankfully into the path of Krebs. And she launches one down this near side with a bit of venom. Quick response now here from Kupila, who goes back towards Krebs on the near side. She blocks, and she responds quickly down the centre. It skims,
Goal.
and it's in!
Goal.
It skims along the surface, and Malmo take the lead. How important that could be.
And we see a power move by Rebecca.
She jumps in the air with delight, and Malmo strike first, and now it's down to Old Power to respond here.
So now, we're gonna have a different game.
It could be, well, it's now with Old Power, the emphasis on Old Power to respond here. Do they stick or twist? 9 minutes remaining though, so still plenty of time, out of play. Stephanie Bonik now has her effort blocked. Another one one down this near side, a diagonal ball from Malmo. The response from Old Power is across the court as well, up to the far side. Here is Rebecca Krebs on that. Playing on the far right side, going down the centre. It's blocked by Susanna Halme, who palms the ball to her right. Kapila with a cross-court effort. That is saved, and now over on that far side, Stephanie Bodnik goes towards the near side now, the left of the Malmo goal, and the response from Krebs, and it skims along the surface. It's takes a bit of a turn, and it's comfortably blocked in the end. Kupila now will respond. Bit of bounce in this one. Krebs flicks the ball up into the air, but she retains the ball.
I have good news, Bradley. We have two of the three Roper brothers. We have Dan and Dom. So Joe is probably sleeping here. But it's a Sunday morning, so...
We can't blame him.
Joe, are you sleeping? If you are, Dan and Don, call him up and say, wake up and let's see some GoalBall.
Stephanie Bonig now down the centre.
Oh,
Great save from Krebs. It was late and she dived to her right. Krebs opts to go down this near side. It fizzes across the surface, blocked in the centre. Krebs with another effort through the centre. Stopped from going any further, and All Power respond down this near side touchline. Krebs instantly back to her feet and fires one down there, again down the near side. Hilda Kupila just rolls one across the surface. Comfortable though for Hazel Gezen. She's done a lot of good work in the central position, but she's not really been tested so far from Old Power, and that's a cross-field effort as again saved by Old Power, and Hilda Kupila now will look to react and goes down the centre again. Another comfortable save for Hazel Gezen. Malmo just aren't being tested enough really by Old Power at the moment. And this is an awkward one to defend, and it's well dealt with by Stephanie Bonig. Gezen responds. This is one down the surface, and now Susanna Halme will have another go. And that one is comfortably blocked.
We are in the last quarter of the game, and Old Power is losing to FIFH Malmo for 1 goal. In the March news, we have the information that probably Joe is still sleeping. We have 100 squid bets that is still in bed from Dom, and Dam says he won't be stupid and call him up to wake him up.
It's a Sunday morning. I
Yeah.
can't blame him. Oh, another really good effort that just goes past the post. That one was from Malmo. It was Ava Fenner on the right side, and it was inches away from this near post. Old Power still in this. The one goal that separates the two teams, and really good work again from Hazel Gezen.
We have one of the elements of the Malmo starting to warming up.
Yeah, Lisa Lee, the number 2. Ooh, a bit of pace on that throw, but it's comfortably blocked, and now every throw is starting to feel really, really important. Becca Krebs.
But that team bench area is really happy. I can see some smiles.
Timeout called by Old Power with
A very
5
tight game
minutes
indeed.
remaining.
That's what Tom is saying, and we concur.
You can almost feel and hear the heartbeats of all the players and coaches on the benches. Even my heart's starting to. Get a
And
bit
this is
quicker.
just the first of the semi-finals.
And today is the day where we will find out who will be crowned the men's and women's Champions League winners. Stay with us all the way to the end.
The information that everybody is waiting for. Who are the next champions, male and female, on GoalBall Europe?
Malmo now, a second goal, and you feel that would almost finish the game off now for Malmo with the way it's been going. Stephanie Bonik with an effort. It's blocked just on the line. That was one of the more uncomfortable ones that Malmo had to deal with, but dealt with really well by Javier Fener. And now here's Stephanie Bonik out of play, and you almost feel now there's a bit of sense of urgency from Old Power with the time.
But the tension,
away.
we just looked when the time was crossed for the next game, because the tension, the silence, the focus, and the second goal.
And there is the second goal, and how crucial that could be for Malmo. A huge second goal in this semi-final. And Malmo have taken a giant step towards the Women's Champions League final. Lots of work for Old Power to do. They have time, but they need it to make these next few throws count. Hazel Gezen does really well in the centre once again.
Out. Too wide. 2 goals separate the 5th Malmo from the Old Power. At this point, the Swedish are gaining the game. Only 3.5 minutes to go on the clock in this first semi-final of the women's pool.
Krebs down this near side has her effort blocked. Here is Fener on the right side, the number 5. Launches one down the far side of the court. Bonik is there to meet it though. 3 minutes remaining, and every throw is starting to feel really vital now. This is an awkward one to defend, but defended well by Gezen.
So Dom is asking us, why did we change our place in the field, I think. We moved because Bradley took a ball yesterday. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah. And a matter of fact, you took one ball yesterday.
I did. The ball did actually enter into the commentary box at one point. It was the first time.
Yeah, but is not that the reason we are moved? We moved because today in the afternoon we're going to have a special broadcast for the Portuguese television, and we need to have some guests. And for be quiet enough to not disturb the game, we will be on the back side of the net of the visitors team.
Don't worry, we're still here.
Yeah.
Even if you can't see us on the broadcast. So 2 minutes remaining.
But we saw some really close balls coming in our commentary box when we were on the other side. And remember everyone that the ball weighs 1 kilogram and 250 grams and not other measures. 1.250 grams. And no one wants to get a ball like that on your direction. Except if you are a GoalBall player.
And these are the professionals and the top players as well.
So
big-
2 minutes to go.
Big 2 minutes.
And 2 goals separate the two teams with an advantage for the Swedish.
Krebs with the save.
And
It's a sense of now or never really for Old Power. They're desperately needing a goal. Fener down the centre. Just can't cut through this Old Power defence. Now a win and a clean sheet for Malmo. That would be a bonus as well. Oh, and it ricochets, and it's just saved off the line. That's the closest Old Power have come to breaking this Malmo defence. But it's Malmo who retain that 2-0 lead. Here is Stephanie Bonik. Deflected into the path of Fener. Fener now whips the ball down this near side, blocked by the number 7, Susanna Halme.
on the back of the field, I see some of the Sporting players entering. I think that they will start the warming up procedures with their coach, Marcia.
Ball down this near side is wide of the right post. Timeout has been called by Old Power. Now, I think the word from the coaches of
40
Old
seconds,
Power will
43 seconds to go. I'm really excited. I can't say 43 of excitement. Dom, yes, KuriakosTV will broadcast the bronze game with the intervention of some guests with us here in the commenters booth, and in the evening we will show the final game for the males, and if there's enough time for the female champions. And Ansku says that you did a good job catching the ball yesterday. And he also says something, I think, in Swedish, so I don't gonna even try to read it. I will ask our production team to go to Google Translator and tell us.
Oh, just past the right post, and now the time is slipping away for Old Power. Malmo are seconds away from confirming a place in the Women's Champions League final.
25 seconds to go. 2 goals separate the two teams. Are the Swedish on the final?
A little bit of late drama here. The clock actually took a few seconds to restart here. Bonik with the save. 10 seconds remaining. Another really important block now from Rebecca Krebs, and they now...
Timeout.
No.
Timeout for the Swedish.
They are 5 seconds away. And they have all but confirmed now their place in the Women's Champions League final. The clock has now actually been corrected. There is only 2 seconds remaining. And the smiles and on the faces of the Malmo players. They're starting to realise that they are seconds away from the final. They're almost ready to celebrate and ready to burst with joy.
It's a beautiful picture.
It really is. These are the moments that can last a lifetime.
They are in the final. They are actually in the final because they won't do anything. They will be there grabbing the ball and guaranteeing their place in this final.
Here we go! Malmo have made it all the way to the Women's Champions League final.
A burst of energy that you feel in this venue.
What a start to the day. It was a low-scoring game between Malmo and Old Power. 2 moments separated the two teams.
Sadly, we see some tears on the other team, but they are going to the center of the field to congratulate their opponents for such a great game.
And huge respect to Old Power as well. Only 3 players in that team, and they've put in such hard work to get into the position of that semi-final place. But unfortunately for Old Power, they will not be making an appearance in the final. But huge congratulations to Malmo. They have reached the Women's Champions League final. Who will they play? Well, we'll be finding out next. Who's involved?
Next game, we have Sporting against RGC Ansa, the next semi-final for the Women's Championship. We'll be back in something like 15 minutes. Be back with us. Until then, bye-bye.